It's deeper. I think your side is deeper because you was plotting.
I was.
He said
I was right. Go ahead. My fault.
No.
How it go down then?
Technically, it was my roommates. They was like, he likes you. I was like, he doesn't like me. But we were just friends for like a good amount of years.
Okay.
And then I would say after I graduated, probably, I want to say 2017, when I started doing my traveling stuff, then you would hit me up in my DMs like, oh, that's a cool country. And you ask me questions here and there.
Travel
yeah,
stuff.
But
and not on some other tech thing.
No, that was you.
Okay.
Yeah.
This the stuff of fairy tales and majesty, magically. Like I pulled you out of hat, pull you out of bag from out of mag if you want that. Pull up in the slab and pull off with you in my lap. Top down.
Welcome to Travel Tuesday Happy Hour. Listen. Hey, welcome to Travel Tuesday Happy Hour, where we interview dope people doing dope things from around the world. And as y'all can see here, I have my amazing co-host, my queen, my wife to be,
Yes.
Jacqueline Jackson. Can you tell them a little bit about yourself?
I'm Jackie. I'm Paige's fiance.
Oh. And we are accompanied by an amazing couple. Can you all tell us who you are and where y'all from?
You go first.
I go first? Okay.
Yeah, you go first.
So my name is Shanique. I go by Shay, and I'm from the Bronx.
Okay, boogie down.
My name is Jose from Jet Set Jose. I like travel. I like Shay.
Stop.
That's it. That's what it comes down to.
So where are you from, Jose?
Yeah, I'm from Westchester.
Westchester, boogie down, meet Westchester.
No.
How did that come about?
So we met in college.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Where'd y'all go to school?
We went to Pace University in Westchester.
Mm.
It didn't start off like how it is now. You know, it was just like a high and by type thing.
Yeah.
But we exchanged numbers, talk about nursing because we're both nurses.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
He was just the grade before me. So I was like, oh, how is this professor? How is this class? Like tips like that, job search.
She bagged him. You see how that works?
That's not what she said.
No, she said
That's not what she said.
was asking questions about classes.
He was a little ahead of her, so she was like, well, what classes did you take? She was looking for information. She wasn't scheming.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's get that. You gonna side with her? Okay,
Not siding. I'm just saying. She said what she said.
Okay. And then, so asking about professors, and then that led to you guys just being interested in each other at some point, right?
No, let them tell. Come on, tell us.
Bad.
I want to know. Tell us. And we probably gonna have to hear both sides because we often find that one side of the story is different than the other. But let's see.
Her side is deeper. I think your side is deeper because you was plotting.
I was.
He said
I was right. Go ahead. My fault.
No.
How it go down then?
Technically, it was my roommates. They was like, he likes you. I was like, he doesn't like me. But we were just friends for like a good amount of years.
Okay.
And then I would say after I graduated, probably, I want to say 2017, when I started doing my traveling stuff, then you would hit me up in my DMs like, oh, that's a cool country. And you ask me questions here and there.
Travel
yeah,
stuff.
But
not on some other tech thing.
No, that was you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Jose.
Wait, so who made the first move? How did it go from just friends? Okay, Jose, what you do? What you say?
She said Jose split in her DMs.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I posted something on my story one day because I like to eat different food, like sushi. I like to try new things. So a lot of my friends, they weren't down to do it. So I think I posted something one time like, oh, I need more friends who are willing to try new food. And
you didn't say friends.
Yeah, it did.
You were like, I'm looking for a man who could like take me out.
I don't remember that.
Who makes 6 figures, got an 800 credit score.
First of all, that was a post. I said my story.
That's what started off with the post.
I was talking about the story because you replied to the story.
I was like, yo, I might not have all those qualifications, but I have a couple of those qualifications, so it's good,
I'm gonna look for that post.
It's on there. It's on there.
She said, get the record. We don't find the receipt.
She gonna pull the receipts real quick. She's like, I got the text messages. I got the DMs. Okay. And so from there.
Wait. He said,
go ahead,
Jose.
No, so from that point, her friend DM'd me and she's like, yo, what do you think about Shay? I was like, she's cute. I was like, she got a good head on her shoulders. She's smart. She working hard. So I was like, all right. So maybe this is like an opportunity. She's like throwing me a little sign to like go for it. So then I saw her put on her story. She's like, oh, I want like a man to like take me out to like dinner and stuff like that.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. Yo.
I don't think it was a man.
It wasn't no friend. You ain't seen no friend.
I think I had friend.
Okay,
all right.
I was that friend.
Mm-hmm.
I was that friend. I hit her up. I'm like, so what's up? Like, you trying to go, meet up for like dinner?
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, cool. So
yeah.
it was on a friendly move. So I decided to go to Gyukaku down in Manhattan. I was like,
that's my spot. That's my spot.
That's his favorite.
Listen,
spot. He's a member. He has points.
I got points.
Going on.
I just got 45 points off our dinner in Miami.
All right, we talking about things.
My bad.
Okay, go ahead.
Nah, but they got that. They in different cities in the world, So then I took her to Gyukaku. It was all cool, it was just on some friendly vibes. But I was like, she's cool. Let me just pay for it just because, like, it's the first time like we hang out, not trying to make like any moves or anything like that.
That's when I questioned
being a gentleman.
You questioned it, but I was just being nice.
Because I was ready to play half and I was like, wait, you're paying. I was like,
So we did that. Then I took you for a walk by what's the name of it?
The 9/11? No.
Yeah, it's near the 9/11 memorial. Mm-hmm. It's Battery Park City. It's like one of my favorite parts to go to late at night, just because everything's lit up. You look across the river, you got Jersey City, all those buildings lined up. Yeah. And it was just a cool vibe, So from there, we ended up going to another dinner. You said you wanted to do Bubba Gump.
Yeah, because I heard about it.
In Midtown.
Yeah,
so we did that. Food was whatever, but it was all about the vibes,
Mm-hmm.
And then we was like, all right, you like traveling. I like traveling. I low-key kind of like liked her and stuff. So I was like, all right, let's make this trip. So we started going through like the whole trip planning process and ended up going to New Orleans. And, friendly.
Yeah. New Orleans is like the most romantic city in all of the United States.
It's up there. It's up there. And
shut up. Okay, go ahead.
She hooked me in right there.
I wanted to go. The food.
I wanted to go too.
Yeah.
So it happened.
That's awesome.
So did y'all do couples things on the trip, or it still was friendly? Y'all still were friends?
Well, the first date
happened like on the second to last night. So as I made reservations at the best restaurant in New Orleans called Commander's Palace. And I was like, all right, we're going to make this happen, but it's one of the top restaurants. So as we're getting dressed to leave the hotel, I was like, all right, guess what? This is a date. And she's like, no. Because she was putting on flats. She was like,
I wasn't even dressed up for a date. I was like, wow, now you tell me.
Yeah.
I was on the elevator going down. Oh, it's a date.
Now, let's be honest. We in New Orleans.
Right.
We in New Orleans as a travel trip.
What time of year was it? Either way, it was hot, no matter what time you went.
Yeah, it was the week after my birthday.
It was the fall.
Nice. Okay. So y'all went on this date and then...
Oh, it was good vibes.
Good food.
Good vibes.
Good food. She's like, about the food.
She's about the food.
I'm with you, Shay. The food is good. Everything else falls into place.
But they say the food is the key to the heart. That's how.
Yes,
it
is. Yes, it is.
That's what my sister
got this one.
I mean,
that's how you bagged her?
That's how I got her. We can talk about how we met, but it's not our time. It's y'all's time right now. Right?
So y'all went to New Orleans as friends and came back as a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like dating. Yeah.
Dating. Like
came back dating.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was pretty clear. And then we made it official a couple months after that.
Nice. So New Orleans set the tone for friends to dating. What was like the first place y'all went to as an official couple?
Pandemic. It was literally no, because that wasn't like I actually officially asked you to be my girl. What's the name of the restaurant? It's down in the financial district. It's Michelin starred.
Mr. Chow?
No.
Nah, it's like in some office building.
And and
it's
because
like
we had
this
to go
big
around
bar.
the side.
Yeah, and it had like music playing in the front.
And then we switched our meals, right? That was
Because your
I can't
food
remember.
tasted better than me, and you like my food.
Yeah, we switched the meal.
Yo, we do this all the time, yo. I swear, for like the last 2 years, I've ordered drinks. I love drinks. I ordered a drink. I take a sip. I'm like, this is trash. She comes, she sips, and it's like, oh, it's okay. Then I sip her drink, and I'm like, yo, it's
And then y'all switch.
Then I was
and then
like,
we switch. I'm like, we better switch at that point, man. I like your drink way more than mine.
That works.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was the date, but what was the first trip you guys took after
as a couple?
As a couple.
That happened in March.
Before.
No, Jamaica was before that, yeah.
Before.
Oh, so y'all went to New Orleans and Jamaica.
Oh,
As
we
your
did,
dating.
And Belize.
we did Philly
And
as officially as a couple.
It was Philly?
Yeah.
But international.
Because it was 2020 already.
He's international.
We haven't been international since Jamaica.
Puerto Rico?
Yeah.
Oh, no, Puerto Rico.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
count.
Puerto Rico's just recent.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, so what? I mean, we
it
go.
counts as a trip.
Philly counts as a trip.
Philly.
Jamaica counts as a look. Y'all were leading to a relationship, right? So what?
I'm counting New
so
Orleans.
hold up. So you got New Orleans, you got Jamaica, you
Oh,
got
no, we did
Belize.
Belize before
Belize
that.
Before.
So y'all was just out here living that travel life before
How
y'all
was Belize? What was that like?
It was beautiful. I loved it.
One of my favorite trips of all
Yeah.
time.
So what made it your favorite trip?
It was just like the adventure. Like we was just like out there discovering. Cause like
Mm-hmm.
the way I travel personally, right? I mean, both of us,
Similar.
yeah, we have similar styles, but my main thing is like, as you could tell from my IG page, is I don't really go where like all the people be going to. Like if a lot of people been there, I'm like, it's cool, but it doesn't really appeal to me. I like exploring. So Belize is a country not many people go to, and if they go, they always go to, what's the name of that island? It's called San Pedro.
Mm-hmm.
That's where all the people be going. So I was like, nah, we're not gonna go to one of these resort islands where everyone goes to. I was like, we're gonna go mainland Belize, and we're gonna be up in the jungles. I'm gonna rent a car. She's like, no, don't rent a car. So I rented a car.
You out here trying to risk it all.
The mail door. Well, Diego.
Huh?
I was saying the mail
Diego.
door. Yeah, Diego.
There you go, the explorer.
So driving through jungles, bridges that is half collapsed, driving through that. Like we drove all around the country. And it was just like that sense of adventure, discovery. And there's nothing like being able to come back home and share the story together. You have someone who actually lived it with you, even though she might be scared or sleeping half of the ride through,
That's it.
Look, we ain't got to know she was asleep. She'd be asleep. I just take pictures of her while she's asleep. I don't share it with nobody. So we don't share those parts.
To get your energy back. It's okay. It's just recharge.
It's all cool. Yeah, because we always on the go. So it's fine. Sleep in the car.
So would you say that Belize was your most memorable trip?
Between the two of us?
Yeah. I would.
Yeah, that's probably number one.
Nice. Nice.
So outside of Belize, so you did Belize, you guys did some domestic trips, and you guys, so it sounds like it's a 2-year relationship so far between the time y'all met and now. So have y'all guys gotten to a place where you're like, all right, we got a bucket list of places we want to visit. What are your top 5 places to visit that you want to visit?
Like together or individually?
Together. Have y'all even discussed that yet?
I have a couple. I think there's a couple in similar.
So y'all got your own top 5.
Okay, I mean, you can say it separate.
Yeah. So what's y'all separate top 5s?
Shay, what's your top 5?
Yeah, I go
She's
first.
asking you. Yeah.
So I know Brazil, India. Top 5. I think we're in. I don't think. Because I really had like a top 3. That's why I'm trying to add more to the list.
Oh no, give us your top 3.
Top 3.
Peru would be the other one.
Okay. Peru. You trying to go to the little capsules on the mountainside?
Machu Picchu. To the city. Machu Picchu.
Yes,
you're an explorer. You want to get out and do the things. I get it.
Okay,
Jose, what's yours?
See, I want to go to every country in the world. So all her countries, they on my list. we go right there. But if you want like the top of the top, creme de la creme, Cuba, I still haven't been to.
Oh, wow.
I want to go to South Korea.
Cuba was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yo, I hear that all the time. I really want to experience that.
Yeah. What was your second one? You said Cuba, and then we just got caught in the moment of Cuba. So
it's all good. Yeah. South Korea, like Seoul, looks like phenomenal. Japan is up there. I want to go to Sao Tome and Principe, which are islands off the coast of Africa. Like phenomenal. Where else would I want to go everywhere? I want to go to what is it called? To Netherlands as well. That would be real cool.
Interesting.
But all those countries, I want to do them all.
Yeah.
So with your extensive traveling, like between the two of y'all, like, you know, one of the things that we tend to talk about in our communities is like traveling while Black and brown, right? And we all know what it looks like here domestically. Like, you look different from the Anglos, they treat you different. So like, what has your experience been traveling separate and then traveling together?
I guess I'll go first.
Yeah, you can.
I try, like, I'm always where the locals is at. Usually when they see me, like, I guess it's probably easier for me because I'm lighter skinned. Like, I'm aware of the fact. But I don't really see, when I travel outside of the country, I feel more accepted as compared to like traveling through like the interior of this country.
Yeah.
But everything's all cool. When people from other countries meet me, I usually try to like learn the languages of whatever country I'm going to. So I'm not fluent in Portuguese, but I studied Portuguese before going to Portugal, and I was fluent in the language. So I was able to communicate with everyone out there. And it's more like a curiosity. They're like, oh, you know, like, where are you from? And I tell them, oh, I live in the States, but my family's all Puerto Rican. They're like, oh, where's that? So I show them the island in the Caribbean and everything. And then they're like just intrigued. And it just turns into like a whole conversation. In terms of in the States, there's parts where it kind of gets kind of like West Virginia, seeing like all the Civil War flags, you know, the
Confederate flags.
The Confederate
flag. Yeah. It gets kind of like, yo, I don't want to stop at this gas station right now. Let's keep going until we get to like a bigger town and stuff like that. Even when I was with my frat bros, we was upstate in the middle of a snowstorm, and it was like already like 2:00 in the morning. We still had like another 5-hour drive to get back to Brooklyn. And I remember I was like, yo, let me stop at a house so I can knock at the door to ask where the closest hotel is, because I didn't have no cell phone service. So I was telling my boys, I'm like, yo, you guys want to knock on the door? And they're like, that's you. Yo, I was scared. Some guy was going to come out with a shotgun or something. I was like, oh, man. But now it was some old lady who answered the door. So those are like the tense moments out here in the States. Internationally, like even in Belize, you hear about like that there's like drug cartels and everything out there. I wasn't scared at all. I felt like at home. I felt like I was in Puerto Rico. So I felt completely safe. It was like natural to me. How about you?
I agree. It felt safe in Belize. Felt like home. But like for me, well, because of Jose, I started to do more domestic travels because I only been to California, Nevada, Florida, Jersey, New York, like right there, Connecticut. And that was about it. I never really ventured out into the US because my parents are from the Caribbean. So I'm used to going to different Caribbean islands, England, because, you know, a lot of family go over there. But about that was it. But when I would travel, Mexico, Greece, Bali, I felt fine. The only thing with overseas is that sometimes, I guess, because I'm dark, I don't know what it is, but I guess when I see people of color, they like to take pictures because that happened to me in Bali. And then also another time, I can't remember where, But it happened a lot in Bali and China. Yeah. It was just weird. Me and my friend, 3 of us Black, we're just walking down the street and people just taking pictures from their car, breaking their necks. We're just like, what's going on? This is
that
weird.
Curiosity. They was like, oh, it looks different. I'm trying to see what it is. Weird,
because even in Cuba, I think one person was like, oh, Beyonce is here. We all looking like, we're Beyonce. And they're talking about us. I guess we're just like, what? We ain't celebrities. So I guess when they see people of color travel, they think they're rich or they're some type of famous person from where they're from. Because we're just regular people just trying to enjoy and have fun on vacation. Mm-hmm. But yeah, other than that, it's been overseas. I feel like it's been beautiful traveling.
And then as a couple, like, have you guys feel like people treat y'all different when y'all travel together?
I'm trying to think of all the places we've been to together.
I think the only thing they're just like, you need to teach me Spanish. That's about it. From that lady in Belize, that was about it.
No, that was funny.
That was it.
Yeah.
People told you that he needs to teach you Spanish, Shay?
Yeah. I need to work on my Spanish.
Well, I got to teach her Creole. So at some point or another, we're working on it,
I think he needs to start doing like Post-it notes of stuff.
I'm going to just stop speaking English. That's what it's going to be.
Oh, that's going to be rough.
With though, like traveling as a couple, where like in terms of like race, where like I saw like the most notice in us was probably Puerto Rico though. But it wasn't in a negative way. It was more like in a positive way because they were like, remember, they're like, oh, are you from Puerto Rico?
Oh yeah,
yeah, and you're like, nah, it's from the Caribbean. And then they were like interested, like, oh, what islands in the Caribbean?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
That's probably it was a positive.
Yeah.
The interesting part about that is like some Latin American countries, they don't automatically assume the person's from there because there's a small subset of people from those countries that don't think that Afro-Latinos exist, right? Well, let me not rephrase that to say that they don't exist, but they're not acknowledged as much, right? And so there's this huge push to recognize that like Afro-Latino is a thing. And, because when you look at the media, most of the media looks like Jose. No matter if it's Cuba, if it's the Dominican Republic, if it's Puerto Rico, it's Belize, Brazil, like the entire Latin America, they have a look that they want people to look like, right? And so it's interesting that you mentioned that they were asking whether she was from Puerto Rico because, there are Puerto Ricans that don't think they're Black. You know what I mean? So, and it's interesting that you mentioned that. So with that being said, like, what has your new normal looked like? Because prior to the pandemic, we get up, we go, we travel, we move. We don't have to worry about anything. What has changed from then to now for you guys?
Easily. Right now, we're in the middle of like planning a trip, and it's like, yo, what countries require like a COVID test to go in?
Yeah.
Some place like more so a couple months ago, they were looking into like the vaccinations. I feel like a lot of countries were like, all right, even if you're vaccinated or not, you still need a COVID test. Mm-hmm. Certain countries like Mexico, you don't need anything. You just show up, you good. Yeah, but coming back is a different story. You got to test within 1 day. But it's a little bit more planning on that part. Like, all right, if we're gonna go, where are we gonna find like these tests that are gonna come back within 1 day, so we could get on that flight to come back? Because we both work. We can't just be missing work just like that,
Right.
So it requires a little bit more planning, I would say.
Okay. So what is some travel? So like before the pandemic, we all would have a different tip for somebody that was like, that's looking into travel, right? We know that's changed a little bit. So let's kind of like provide the audience with like some travel tips, how to get started, what to look out for now that we're still in a pandemic, right? Because people are still on the fence on whether they should travel or not, right? So like, what are some tips you would provide to encourage somebody to travel?
I would say just do your research, honestly. Like even before COVID, you should research the language, customs, traditions, like certain certain things in the US may be okay, but overseas is not okay. Like you always have to do your research. And then if you're thinking about going somewhere, check the numbers, the positive cases, the rules that they're enforcing, because I know when I came back from Puerto Rico, it was a lot like hand sanitizer stations. I feel like they were more strict with COVID than when I went to Las Vegas, like a few days after Puerto Rico. People had no masks walking around. I was like, I don't even feel safe in my own country. Like, I know Puerto Rico is the US, but to me, it's like, it feels like another Caribbean island. Like, it just feels like its own country, but I know it's not. But in Las Vegas, it was just like, wow, it's so different. So I would say definitely do your research wherever you're deciding to go, because you just never know. And things always change. So always plan for the unexpected.
Yeah, that's a good tip. Research where you're going.
Be prepared, not surprised, you know?
Yeah.
Right. And so as a couple, what are some tips?
What's Jose's tip?
I thought Jose was done. Go ahead.
Nah, you good.
No.
I would say, based on like the situation, like understand what your own comfort zone is. Like, just because you see people going to different countries, you know, if their jobs allow them to have a little bit more flexibility and stuff like that. Do what's comfortable for you. If you don't feel comfortable going to another country because they have high positivity rates, hey, it's fine. You don't got to go there. Maybe you could switch it up to a different destination that's more to your suiting, you know, or even travel domestically. That's what I've done for like the last 2 years. I mean, right now we're starting to plan our first international trip since before the pandemic. But hey, these last 2 years, we did like a whole lot of exploring within the US, and there's still so much more to see, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
So just go based on your own comfort zone.
Okay. And then what would be a tip for you guys as a couple? Like for couples trying it out for the first time, like y'all when you went for the Gusto, the most romantic city in the world, in the United States, that is, what would you say to, a young couple to kind of like just take that leap to travel?
Yeah, what's a couple's travel tip?
Expectations.
Oh,
that would be it.
That's a big one.
I would say set your expectations, because if you want to be adventurous and your boyfriend, girlfriend is not adventurous, then it's like, how's it going to work? Because I know I told him we went to Puerto Rico, I want to do the zip lining. I know you was a little nervous about that. But...
A little. What? I was pooping bricks.
Like, if you want to do adventurous stuff, like I swim, he doesn't. So I'm not going to say, okay, we're going to scuba dive in. Like, you got to be realistic of what the person may want or may not want to do. Yeah, exactly. So there's that. Or if the person only wants to relax, be on the pool side, but the person wants to go out, I feel like you got to say, okay, maybe half the day we relax, half the day we go out. Like, you have to set some type of expectation of what you want for your trip. Because if not, then it's going to go bad.
Right. Compromise on that part. And be kind to each other, I know it goes without saying, but it's kind of like, where was I going with this one? It's like, for example, we're planning the trip right now, right? And it can't just be like all one-sided all the time, like, someone picking the country all the time, because then the other person's going to feel left out. So, and just in your interactions, don't be like, oh, like you always picking the place, it's like, compromise, come together, write down everything, see where you have common ground. And then whichever location fits the mode of both places, hey, that might be the most ideal vacation to take together.
That's awesome. So tell us, where can we find y'all? What you got going on? I mean, you already told us where you're going next, but feel free to repeat it again.
Yeah, repeat it again.
Where are we going?
Mexico.
Oh,
hopefully.
Okay. I guess Mexico. Yeah.
Hopefully.
We're in the middle of planning it. So
okay.
So tell us where we can find you guys individually, and then what you guys got going on.
So you can find me at Shay Venture. Right now, I'm not posting as I used to because I have other stuff going on, but eventually I'll try to return there. But Shay Venture for like my old travels that I've done and tips and tricks with those.
Okay.
And for myself, I'm Jet Set Jose. I'm on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Pinterest, you name it. I'm on there. And my whole thing is just like finding like hidden gems and going to places that most people don't even think about like journeying to.
Okay, awesome. Well, I appreciate you both for jumping on and taking the time out to tell us about.
If it's real love that you want,